Welcome to What's Up Wednesday. And my name is Amy, and I come on every single Wednesday to answer our clients' questions of the week. So I want you to think back to the last time that you took some time and did some stretching. I want you to ask yourself, how did that feel? When you did that stretch, were you noticing any pain or discomfort? Or did it feel good to you? Did you notice as you were doing it more of a kind of a intense stretch and where it was more of a steady intensity? Or did you kind of feel the sensations coming up and down? So we hear this question all the time. We have a lot of individuals that have gone through traditional physical therapy and have been put on a stretching routine, or they found things on YouTube and do stretching. And what we hear from our clients is, when I stretch, it just I feel the pull, but it kind of hurts. What should I be feeling? So I'm coming on today to kind of help you understand what you want to be feeling as you're doing stretching. So let's break it down into, there's going to be traditional stretching. So that's what you're going to find most often on, say, YouTube or from a physical therapist. And when we're doing traditional stretching, we're maybe holding that stretch for a count of maybe 10 to 30 seconds. And as we do this, we're performing it more at what we would call an end range. So we're kind of pushing through to that end range. And for a majority of individuals, it's going to feel like a steady intensity. For some, it'll feel painful. It will be ouchy. And for us, when we're talking from a myofascial perspective, this can be forceful. And what I've found over the years is this can really yield more of a kind of a short-term relief. It's kind of like if you think of a rubber band, if you stretch that rubber band, when you let go of it, it comes back. You stretch it, it comes back. When we're doing more of a traditional stretch, we're stretching an aspect of the tissue that's kind of rubber band-like. You stretch it and it comes back. So when we're doing more of a myofascial stretch, we're teaching our clients to do more of a low load over a longer duration. And we're holding our stretches for maybe a minimum of 2 minutes, but we're going upwards of 5 minutes. So it's really important that we go at a less intense, and we're never pushing, we're never forcing. So when we go into myofascial stretching, we're really focusing on coming into the technique much more slowly, and we're using our awareness. We're being much more mindful. And what we're feeling for is that area that maybe we have that first area of restriction. And what that may feel like is all of a sudden you hit a little bit of a tug. There's a little bit of a stretch. Or if you went and tried to go further, it would feel more like work. This is where you have a restriction. So this is where you want to stop that stretch. And we want to stop and wait. And we teach our clients, let's bring our breath into that area. And as we do, we start to feel that sensation lessen. We start to feel almost like a giving sensation, or that sensation that we are softening into it, or that it's lengthening a little bit more. That means the body has released. So now we can go a little bit further. We can find that next restriction. And again, we stop and we repeat that process. So ideally, when we're doing stretching, we want to be feeling this up and down sensation, kind of like you're riding a roller coaster. So how I like to talk to my clients about this is, so I came from a traditional physical therapy type setting. And so I taught my clients how to do traditional stretching. But when I started to do the myofascial stretching, that's when my clients really started to make an impact and get change. And so I like to describe it as almost like you're in rush hour. And we know that we want to get from point A to point B. And traditional stretching would be just kind of pushing through all those cars and getting to the end. That causes a lot of damage. It actually can be cause some pain and some discomfort for us. But when we do it from a myofascial perspective, we're stopping where that traffic kind of slows down. We're waiting for that car to exit. We're waiting for that car to move forward. That's symbolizing a release that's happening in our body. And so then we can start to move forward. And then we hit that next car, that next stop. It's going to exit, or we're going to move forward. That's another release that's happened. So we're going much more slowly. We know the end range is there, but we're going slowly to get to that position. So again, my experience has been through the traditional physical therapy aspect that the challenges I saw during it were a lot of people had the belief of, well, it has to hurt in order for it to feel better. It doesn't. It should feel good when you're doing the stretching. And I found that a lot of people also just were too impatient. They tended to go too fast. And so they tend to push a lot more. They tend to force instead of slowing down and being much more mindful and being aware where those restrictions are and stopping. So again, those stretches should feel good. My recommendations for you to gain the best success that you can with the myofascial stretching is we want to take that time and we want to commit to ourselves. So taking 5 to 10 minutes to do our stretching where we are able to really just start by quieting our mind and starting to be much more mindful and aware. And be okay slowing down. Be okay going into that stretch much more slowly than you ever have before, so you can be aware of where these restrictions are and you can stop. You can get those then to release and move them out of the way. And ultimately, we will always want to be following the principles of the myofascial technique. This will never injure us. This will never cause harm. If you don't know what these are, definitely reach out. I want to be in touch with you so that I can help you start to understand what these myofascial principles are so you can start to get the success that you're wanting to get. Now, again, stretching should feel good. It should not hurt. So if you are having discomfort or you are in question, send me an email and I'd be happy to set down some time that we can talk about how this can change for you. Thank you again for tuning in for What's Up Wednesday. If you have any questions on self-care, stretching, your pain, whatever it may be, share them in the comments or send an email to me. And you might notice that question come up in one of our next What's Up Wednesday questions of the week. Can't wait to see you next Wednesday. Have a great day, everyone.